First on BBC One, Premier League football in Match of the Day with Desmond Lynham.
Good evening. The biggest party of the year takes place tomorrow, but tonight on Match of the Day, the biggest party is firmly in the Premiership. Arsenal and Aston Villa, as two sides that have been absolutely thriving at the moment this season. It was a cracking game for Arsenal, up to revenge after their 3-0 defeat earlier on in the season.
He gets it to the edge of the box and Winterburn tees up for Mason. Will he have a strike here? 3 minutes gone. He does! What a fantastic save there by Bosnich.
Manchester United and Leeds United are always big rivals, but they're opposite ends of the table at the moment. Manchester United had a real opportunity to stretch their leads. Standing in the way was their fiercest of rivals.
David Beckham with the corner then. It goes to Giggs and over the top.
We've also got all the games, goals and all the action galore from tonight. Two men that can't wait to let their hair down, or what's left of it, tomorrow evening. But first and foremost, we'll start at Highbury. The biggest shock in the early stages of this season was Aston Villa comprehensively beating Arsenal. After this, Arsenal have changed managers. Will they change their fortunes? It was a huge game that took place at Villa Park, and it's one you won't want to miss. Your commentator for this one is Trevor Gubber.
This is a packed Highbury Stadium, and it's one game which we're looking forward to watching this afternoon then. Let's take a look at the two teams then. Starting with Arsenal, who line up with Lukic in goal, Wright and Bergkamp are the preferred partnership in attack, with Merson just behind them. Winterburn and Dixon supply the flanks, as they've got a 3-man defence today of Bolt, Adams and Keown. As for Villa, they've got a 4-man defence, including England's Gareth Southgate alongside Hugo Egiog, and the Townsend's in midfield, Milosevic in attack. Julian Joachim comes onto the left-hand side, and Dwight York is on the right. Uriah is almost set, the players are almost set, and away we go then. Villa with a nearly throwing down the line towards Dwight York. Ian Taylor back to York, and back to Ian Taylor once more. Good play to Dwight York with football. Away to Taylor. Gets across it for Milosevic. And Joachim's there on the back post. Go on, keep it on target. Lukic was scrambling. But Aston Villa with a fantastic start. Wonderful ball into the penalty area from Ian Taylor. And he found Julian Joachim, who couldn't take it in his stride. Here's Merson now for Arsenal, spraying a beautiful pass out wide to Lee Dixon, the right wing back today for Arsenal. He gets it to the edge of the box and Winterburn tees up for Merson. Will he have a strike here? 3 minutes gone. He does! What a fantastic save there by Bosnich. Beautiful save from our Bosnich to keep this effort out from Merson, who unleashed a decent effort, and he was going in, but for the hand of Bosnich. Corner then to be taken by Dennis Bergkamp. I'm surprised by that. 4 minutes gone here. Bergkamp with the corner in towards Winterburn. Please work. Merson! It's gone in! I don't know how! But Paul Merson has scored for Arsenal. Southgate is not happy. He should have done better there for me. But somehow Paul Merson has found the back of the net for Arsenal inside the opening 4 minutes. It's Arsenal 1, Aston Villa 0. Bergkamp with the corner. Flicked on by Winterburn. Cleared away. And then it was put in by Paul Merson. Fantastic effort by Winterburn with the header. Bosnich couldn't hold on to it. Southgate couldn't react. And Merson was there to do so. 1-0 Arsenal. Vieira now. What can Villa do now to turn this game around if they are to do so? Dixon comes forward for Arsenal. Arsenal's not going to let him try and turn this around. Merson again for Wright. You're right! Saved by Bosnich. And Bosnich is called into action yet again. That's 2 fire saves he's made in the opening few moments of this game. Ian Wright twisting and turning. And Bosnich diving away again. Villa will be more alert this time from the corner, I would hope. There was, as Merson picks up now, 15 minutes gone, still 1-0 Arsenal. Ian Wright, beautiful ball to Lee Dixon. Dixon. Infield for Merson. What can he do with Merson? Into Bergkamp. Right. How unlucky can Ian Wright get? Beautiful play, Dixon, Merson, Bergkamp and Wright all involved, and not far away in the end from the Englishman. Martin Keown, the right of a back three today with Adams and Bold into Dixon. Lovely crossfield pass to his left wing back partner, Nigel Winterburn, up against Taylor. And Winterburn's still going. Taylor dives in, but Winterburn still has possession, so advantage is played by Mr. Rennie. Here's Merson now. And it's Bergkamp. You're right. Back to Bergkamp. Can Bergkamp score? He can. 2-0. How easy is that for Arsenal? Just so easy. More Bosnich can't do it all on his own. Well, that there was absolutely superb play from Arsenal. Merson into Bergkamp, into Wright, back into Bergkamp, and Bergkamp says, I'll finish it off then. Villa's defence, where have they gone? Nowhere to be seen. Southgate caught out again. 2 bad errors from the English centre-back. Here's Simica towards York as Villa look to respond. York goes down on the challenge there of Steve Bold. Also, Ryan sees the yellow card available for Steve Bold. Let's look, this is a great one. Yes, it is a correct call of a yellow card and a foul. Flailing arm. Knew what he was doing there, did Mr. Bold. Villa have a free kick. Townsend sending over the studs to Mark Bosnich, which I'm surprised about. It's Andy Townsend, whips the ball in. Julian George into the box. Fantastic save from John Lukic. Beautiful. Wonderful effort from Julian Joachim on the edge of the penalty area. And that was so unlucky. Here is Simica. Forward for Townsend. Back to Simica again. Egiog. Taylor loses out, and now he is right. First time effort, just wide. Also turning the screw now. That's 2 minutes gone. Aston Villa trying to play off from the back, and is not working whatsoever. The defence cut apart. Southgate and Egiog too open. Simica now for Aston Villa as we into the second half. Taylor, what can Villa do here? Out to Simica. Simica coming forward, still away from Winterburn. Goes in from Much. But Lukic is there. Read the danger well. He's Arsene Wenger's #1 goalkeeper today. Merson can't go on there, neither can Bergkamp as Villa come again. Randy Townsend. Forward from Lusovic. Townsend! Oh, what a goal, Andy Townsend! And Villa back in it at the start of the second half. And the Villa fans are going absolutely wild out there. Brilliant bit of play. Andy Townsend does absolutely fantastically well. And then a brilliant bit of play between Milosevic and Townsend. And Townsend says, thank you very much. Lovely control away from Tony Adams. Milosevic, and then he gets it away from Bold. Nice and easy. And Lukic with no chance there. It's game on here now at Highbury. Lukic clears it away looking for Bergkamp. Heads it down. Finds Dixon. Dixon, what can he do here now with the ball? Can get the ball forward. And towards Paul Merson, who's inside the penalty area. Merson shoots! Saved by Bosnich again. Arsenal knocking on the door, trying to extend their lead back to 2. But as it stands, it is not coming for the Gunners. They can't seem to gun down the villains as it stands at the moment to get back to their 2-goal lead. We've got Egiog wins the header initially against Ian Wright and finds Simica. Now Taylor as Villa try and probe forward. Almost an hour gone here. Arsenal 2, Villa 1. Andy Townsend. Brilliant ball out wide to Wright. Lovely full way from Wright. Coming forward is Wright into Townsend. On a full play. Here's Simica out wide. Can get the ball in. What can he do here? Simica. He goes back to Taylor. Thought that was the safest option. On to Townsend. Who strikes? Takes the deflection off Adams. Adams is going for a corner. And Aston Villa knocking on the door again to try and get this equaliser. Arsenal trying to get their 2-goal lead back. It's not happening for them. Villa pressing for an equaliser. Can they get that? As Joachim is replaced by Johnson. Not much joy for Julian Joachim on that left hand side today for Aston Villa. Johnson is now going to have a try. Here's Taylor. Down the line he goes towards Dwight York. Dwight York doing well. Into the penalty area he goes. Let's go. Cleared away by Arsenal. Merson's there. Oh, across his own goal line to Keown. Oh, it was in my mouth there. It probably was from every other Arsenal. Finds inside the centre. Shot comes in. Saved by Lukic. Oh my word. Arsenal messing around with it at the back. And Milosevic couldn't profit from it. Lukic was a fantastic save.
Well, chaps, Arsenal have gained revenge, but it was a very close game in the end, you have to say. Yeah, and I think credit here needs to go to the way in which Arsene Wenger's got his side going. They're insisting with their wing-back system, and I think that's what worked for them tonight. Nigel Winterburn and Lee Dixon, I thought, were brilliant. It allowed, of all players, Paul Merson much more freedom. And it's his creativity that I think will drive things for Arsenal. And I think that was a big factor today. Merson had a lot more freedom. Bergkamp had a lot more freedom. Ian Wright was able to find a little more space because of those two players. And I think that made the difference for it ultimately. Well, Aston Villa, they're still right up there in terms of where they sit at the league at the moment. Certainly not to be sort of sniffed at where they sit at the moment. Are they title challengers? I don't know yet. We're halfway through the season, and really, we could say this, any one of the top 7, I think, could win the championship this season. It's so desperately close. Aston Villa have had some amazing performances. I think here today, they just showed a little lack of depth in their squads. And the players looked a little leggy, and I think that was a factor. The fact that Bosnich was the man of the match perhaps is slightly more telling than we'd care to admit. But I would be, I'd be surprised if Villa do win the league. Not unpleasantly, I just believe potentially there are better sides out there that will have better squads, and it will come through later on. Well, after that win, it was the big game that took place at Old Trafford. Manchester United and Leeds United are two sides which categorically do not like one another. So this promised to be a real slobber knocker of a game. Your commentator for this one is Trev Motson.
So Manchester United and Leeds have faced up in many matches of the day over years gone by. Today's game is more important mainly for Manchester United to keep their pace for the title going, or the championship going, as they lead the championship race by 4 points going into this game, the final one of 1996, which has been a great year for English football. And it ends with a really marquee game between George Graham's Leeds United and Alex Ferguson's Manchester United. Andy Cole and Eric Cantona up front, and it's really a very strong, settling midfield and attack-minded area. Again, the defence just been rotated with David May coming alongside Gary Pallister. For Leeds, former Liverpool player Ian Rush leads the line with Tony Yeboah up front. Watch out for the pace and power of Harry Kewell, the Australian, and Lee Bowyer, who's a competitor in the middle of the field. Lee Sharp, former Man United player, back at Old Trafford and getting roundly booed by his old fans. David Beckham with the corner then. It goes to Giggs and over the top. Good start this for Manchester United. Remember, going into this game, 4 points clear. Leeds struggling at the wrong end of the table. Kewell. In Hart. There's a good basis for George Graham to work at here. He's coming in and replacing Howard Wilkinson. Yeboah was lurking, scored the goal of the season last season, that terrific strike against Wimbledon, which won the BBC Goal of the Season competition. That's Andy Cole, that's a good ball. Here's Giggs. Cantona waits in the middle. And what's the referee giving here? I think he's given a free kick on the edge of the box, or is he giving it the other way? Must have been a foul by Giggs and Bowyer. That's what the referee's giving it as. Martin's free kick, short to Lucas Radebe. Carlton Palmer. Here is Campaigner with Sheffield Wednesday in England before that. And here's a chance now. Rush is onside. It's Ian Rush and it's wide. If it had been in his Liverpool days, he would have absolutely buried that. Carlton Palmer with a lovely ball through. Yeboah gave him the break of the ball. Rush may have been a question mark whether that was offside or not, but still should have scored. Cantona. Cole. Beckham. Good footballers from Manchester United. Nicky Butt. United Labour to a draw against Sheffield Wednesday the other week. With no European distractions until March, they can really make hay while the sun shines in the Premiership. Even though they do have the FA Cup coming up. Here's Giggs! Good save by Nigel Martin. And he hit this with such venom on his left foot. He's a very good left-footed striker of the ball, Giggs. And Martin stood up to it well. Now Giggs. Now Cole. Cantona waits in the middle. Still Andy Cole. Radebe the defender in front of him. Ball in there. Cantona. Oh, yet again. Cantona from the 6-yard area. The poacher supreme. A typical Cantona goal. He's done that so many times this season in the league and in Europe. You wouldn't believe it, and he scores against his old employers. How Leeds fans must be wishing they let him go so cheaply. Eric Cantona does it again. Skipper leading by example. And watch him run, his static defence really by the Leeds defence. Dorigo and Hart just watched him ghost in. Almost Martin Peters-esque, and then just stabbed it in with his left foot. Nigel Martin's got no chance at that point, and Manchester United deservedly take the lead. Well, we'll pass the halfway mark of the first half, and it's Manchester United leading, and the referee wants words with Ryan Giggs, I think. Gary Kelly leading near to the conversation. It was a foul on Lee Bowyer. Still been in a little bit of a running battle actually today, Bowyer and Giggs. Carlton Palmer then with his free kick for Leeds. Trailing 1-0 of course. And this all penalty. Gosh, Rush! Offside! That went up straight away from the linesman on the far side, and Rush was clearly at least a yard, maybe a yard and a half offside. Good decision again by the linesman. Neumann scaring for this for 27 minutes. Here's Andy Cole. And as he saved there for Nigel Martin. 1-0, the lead still looks quite precarious for Manchester United, even though they are on top. And they should be at least more than the 1-up so far in this game. 10 minutes to half time. It's been a quietest last 10 minutes or so, but United relentlessly attacking Leeds. This is Roy Keane. A nice reverse ball. Beautiful ball to Beckham, and a lovely header which deserved better from Eric Cantona, but for a great save by Nigel Martin. Yeboah down the other end for Leeds, gives it away to Butt, but this was a wonderful reverse, another switch of play from Roy Keane. Beckham's cross was a perler, and Cantona with a beautiful diving header, only matched by the leg of Nigel Martin. Leeds need to do better here in the second half. Apart from one or two opportunities for Ian Rush, it was Manchester United's half. Giggs, play minutes got in the second half. Manchester United 1-up. Cantona. Again, the loose pass in there, but Leeds might benefit from this, and Rush is through this time. It's here, Rush for Leeds. Rush! Well, normally, if it had been in the colours of red of Liverpool, he would have gone further in on goal, I'm certain of that, but Tony Yeboah here laid it in. Leeds got a little fortune in here in this attack. And Rush shot just wide. Well, Ward Wallace, formerly of Southampton, comes on to replace Lee Bowyer. He's had an interesting match to say the least. Played for 61.5 minutes. What can Rodney Wallace do in this really in half an hour plus injury time? The ball comes to Roy Keane, to Nicky Butt. United looking for that killer second, which would surely wrap the game up. Yeboah, but Leeds are attacking, and they've got 4 up in this break. Here's Wallace who gets his first touch. 3 in the middle, if Wallace can get his head up. One of them is Rush, who should have scored there. That's the best of the chances that Rush has had today. Hasn't got a particularly good record against Manchester United. With Liverpool, I think he's only scored about a couple, and that was when he won the League title with Liverpool in '92. Here's Cantona. 20 minutes to go. The game's still in the balance, even though United have dominated at least 80% of it. But Briggs gets the break of the ball. Now finds Keane. When they started a good run on tracked on the near side there. Beckham's not exactly being tracked here by Hart. Now he's come to him, but has he come to him too late? David Beckham. Cantona! Oh, that would have been a wonderful goal in front of the Stretford end. Well, Cantona is having a day and a half. And 2 wonderful moves after the goal deserved a lot better than what they've got. Oh, that would have been a picture goal. Kill. Hart. Brian Dean on for Rush. Dean's header straight for Cantona. Brian Dean actually has got a good habit against certainly the Sheffield United days of scoring crucial goals against Manchester United. 1992 on the opening day of the Premier League being one example. Here's Tony Yeboah. Taken off his heels by Keane. Good challenge. Cantona. Cole's onside. The defence is split. And Cole makes it so surely with 6 minutes to go. It's been a labouring afternoon for Manchester United. They've made it difficult for themselves. But surely now with that second goal from Andy Cole, they're surely over the line now and are going to at least maintain a 4-point gap between themselves and their rivals. Nothing at all that Nigel Martin could do about it. And Manchester United take the spoils in this Trans-Pennine derby. Keane with the ball down. Cantona, a goal and an assist for him. He's had a super match. Probably the man of the match in my opinion. And Andy Cole with another typical Cole goal. As surely going to keep Manchester United at arm's length from the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal, Aston Villa and others. And Newcastle too. It's a good day for Manchester United. They've laboured at times, but they've got the job done surely. There goes the whistle, and Old Trafford stands as one to applaud their team off the field. Leeds had 2 or 3 good opportunities through Rush, mainly, but goals from Cantona and at the end from Andy Cole, seeing Manchester United home. But they did make it difficult for themselves. They missed. Cantona could have easily had a hat-trick, but they played really well in spells, Manchester United, and certainly at times looked unbeatable. But their lead at the top now will stay at least at 4 points, and if not more, and will keep them their rivals at arm's length. The final score, Manchester United 2, Leeds 0.
Well, in the end, comfortable performance from Manchester United, not helped by some poor finishing in the end. Well, I have no doubt Manchester United deserved to win that game. The highlights don't really do that justice. How much of United were comfortable on the ball, moving it about, how they were comfortable playing was a big factor. The one thing that is going to be surprising is the gaps in Manchester United's defence. I think Trev Motson mentioned on commentary potentially there, Ian Rush, perhaps in his Liverpool days of a few years ago, burying these chances. And I think that's true. I think Rush potentially, lost half a step, and that's what's leading to him having chances, but just not being able to take them. Well, Trevor, what about Leeds United at the moment? It's not looking very good for them, sitting 19th at the moment, sitting 17th in the league after that performance, just a couple of points above the relegation zone. Well, you look at Leeds and you say that squad has certainly got the ability to do better than it is. But make no mistake, Leeds United are in a relegation fight to stay in the Premiership at the moment. And that's what they've got to focus on. They've had good runs before. I mean, last season they had a decent run in the Cup of other performances. This year it just hasn't quite happened for them. And I can see it. It's perhaps a few of those players could be just a season or two beyond them. And being able to bring in, I think, younger players and being able to mould a younger squad could be what Leeds have got to look to do. It's just, can they do so in time? Maybe not this season. Maybe the next season we can start to see that. I think the Leeds' priorities is staying in the Premiership. Well, let's go ahead and let's review all the other games that took place yesterday. Your review, of course, by Trevor Sinstadt. Liverpool were able to win a game just 1-0 at the Dell. The goal itself was a brilliant strike from John Barnes, able to beat Berkovic and Besant with his left-footed strike. Liverpool picked up a priceless win away from home from Southampton. Wimbledon have been the surprise side of the season so far, and they showed it with another impressive away win. This time Dean Holsworth saw the run of Vinnie Jones, that left foot saw enough to beat the goalkeeper and fly into the back of the net. The Crazy Gang moving up to 4th now. Newcastle United responded after a difficult period for them with a comprehensive victory over Tottenham Hotspur in the end. The open goal arrived when Lee Clark's cross was brilliantly headed in by Les Ferdinand. Kevin Keegan said this is more like the Newcastle United that he knew, and it was all thanks to Tottenham Hotspur at times that gifted them the second goal. After losing possession, Justin Edinburgh found that Les Ferdinand found Shearer and found a way once again to beat Ian Walker and put the ball in the back of the net. Confidence is such a thing in football, and Newcastle United was suddenly brimming with it. So much so, Les Ferdinand had the strength to palm away Gary Mabber and the left foot to beat Ian Walker and put Spurs 3-0 up at half-time. And in a game full of chances, it's surprising Newcastle United only scored 2 more goals. But it's unsurprising the combination of Ferdinand and Shearer, as at times was completely unstoppable. The England captain getting his second goal of the match. The 5th and final goal was scored by Faustino Asprilla. More good attacking play from Newcastle United. Ferdinand squared it back to Asprilla, whose wonderful curling strike was too much for Walker. There were chances galore for there to be more goals. Newcastle United will feel they're going to have to settle for just the 5-0 in this. Sheffield Wednesday's resurgent in form showed as the fact that they stunned Chelsea by going 2 up. The first goal arrived when Hurst and Booth combined brilliantly, and Andy Booth's wonderful strike was too good for Dimitri Carling, and Wednesday went 1-0 up. And one deserved another chance. Steve Nicol rolled back the years, charging forward from midfield, played through by Booth. His brilliant finish was too good for Carling again, and Wednesday were 2-0 up. And Chelsea have annoyed everyone a lot by being at times how inconsistent they are, but they showed they can still play some quality football. Gianluca Vialli played through by Nichols' pass and went ahead and put Chelsea back in the game. and in the second half Chelsea found a way to equalise. It was Vialli and Nichols combining again. His run wasn't picked up by anybody in a Wednesday shirt, as both sides had to settle for an away day feel playing in the game. Vialli's wonderful goal was enough to level the match up, and this one finished 2 apiece. After Blackburn Rovers' impressive display in drawing with Newcastle United, there was hope that this could be a real galvanisation for the season. The best chance in this 0-0 draw probably fell to that of each centre forward, Pedersen and Sturridge, but neither could test the goalkeeper. The East Midlands derby promised to be a cracking game, and it certainly was. It also showed there's a little bit of fight on either side, especially when Steve Claridge poked the ball home to put Leicester City 1-0 up. Been a worrying season for Nottingham Forest that have struggled, and it showed again their defensive frailties. This time Mark Crossley's kick out was headed back into play by Steve Walsh. Marshall saw the run of Steve Claridge, who was played onside by, of all people, Stuart Pearce. 2-0 Leicester City. But Nottingham Forest found something they've not been able to do this season, and that's a bit of fight. And straight from the kick-off, after Kevin Campbell's pass, Brian Roy was able to break the offside trap and coolly slotted the ball past Casey Keller. And that was galvanised Nottingham Forest that perhaps produced their best performance of the season thus far, and they were able to fight their way back into the match. Campbell and Roy combined in the end to play the ball through to Steve Stone, whose brilliant finish was far too much for Keller, and it brought Forest level. A fine performance in this excellent derby game. Coventry City produced an excellent performance in the end to beat Middlesbrough, and it's all down to Darren Huckabee. The young 20-year-old's cross was brilliantly flicked onto the post just by John Solarco. Dion Dublin showed his sharpness to strike again. A lot of people in Derby shirts have said that Dublin hasn't contributed much, but on the red side, Middlesbrough will be thinking, how have they not been able to score more than they do? Janino's wonderful quick brought them level. But Coventry showed that this was going to be their day, and they finished 1996 in a strong place, especially when Dion Dublin's excellent strike put them 2-1 ahead. And 2-1 became 3-1, as in the end Darren Huckabee's ball found Richardson, who got the better of Emerson and beautifully slid the ball home. A huge win for Coventry City that moves them just 15 points clear of what their manager said is safety. Sunderland were well beaten by West Ham United. An early goal that went in from John Hartson after Paolo Futuri's cross, although there will be questions potentially asked of Tony Coton failing to stop that. West Ham were really comfortable all game and were able to get a second goal, especially when Hartson stole on to another Sunderland mistake and a tap in by Dimitrescu. And it'll be a good night for 1996 for the Hammers. So top of the Premiership, and the last game of 1996 will be Manchester United. They've got a 2-point lead over Liverpool, who in turn have a 2-point lead over Arsenal. Wimbledon, the crazy games, crazy season means they're up to 4th place in the moment in an astonishing performance. Newcastle United are up to 5th after a poor run, that has to be said, over December. Bottom of the Premiership remains Nottingham Forest, and it's been said those at the bottom of the league very rarely survive. So Nottingham Forest won't want to be there come later on in the season. It could be very difficult. Southampton, Blackburn, Leeds all in trouble, as are Middlesbrough at the moment, who are hemorrhaging goals, not scoring, in real trouble at the moment as things stand. The likes of Sunderland and Leicester City, well, they're 15 and 16 points respectively, they believe, of safety in Premiership football for next season. And next season continues next year at the moment here on Match of the Day. As for us, our man of the day, well, it's got to go to the Aston Villa goalkeeper. Mark Bosnich, save after save, but sometimes it's just not your day. From all of us, bye-bye.
Teaser for Mason, will he have a strike here? 3 minutes gone. He does! What a fantastic save there by Bosnich. You're right! Save by Bosnich. And towards Paul Mason, was inside the penalty area. Mason shoots! Save by Bosnich again. 4 minutes gone here. They're coming with the corner in towards Winterburn. Please work. Mason! It's gone in!